Transfer portal update. So if you look here, you're going to see Georgia just lost a wide receiver. His name is Tyler Williams. This is a young man. He's great, man. At least theoretically, right? He has all the metrics that people talk about for wide receiver, and he's jumping in the transfer portal. So why this is a big deal to me is I've been very critical of Georgia and how they utilize their wide receivers. I think they underutilize their wide receivers. I think, obviously, over the last few years, they've made the tight end a target. They've been checking down. But you now have Carson Beck, and you no longer have that unicorn at tight end. So you need to start utilizing some of these wide receivers. And the cupboard's not bare. They've been recruiting like crazy. But if we're being realistic and you go back and look at their 2023 football recruits, in the class of 2023, they only signed 3 wide receivers. Okay? And of those 3, we now know Tyler Williams is in the transfer portal. Anthony Evans is still there. And then Haynes left, right? Zeke Haynes went up to Syracuse. So you only have 1 wide receiver in a recruiting class that was meant to address the wide receiver position. That's why you signed 3 of them. So now Georgia's going to probably have to hit the transfer portal, develop some players, figure it out. It's not all that bad. It's not terrible. But shout out to this young man. He wanted a chance to go play. He realized, man, I'm not going to be able to play here. They're bringing in transfers from Miami. We're working hard. We're trying our best, and they bring in a transfer from Miami. Any of you guys ever been in a relationship? Now, look, I'm a dude, okay? I'm a man. I can remember talking to this girl. And I was like, hey, listen, I really like you. I'm thinking about it. I think we're going to end up being an item. We're going to be somebody someday when I get around to it. I just got to get my money right. Got to get my time right. I'm busy at work. But when I eventually feel like dating, I'm going to hit you up. Let's stay friends. Stay close friends. And then over the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, I'm on dating apps. I'm finding somebody else. I start dating somebody else entirely different. And old girl standing off on the side like, yo, I thought we had something. You promised me we'd be something. You said we were going to make it. You said eventually we'll be in a relationship. And I'm like, oh, well, my bad. I found a better prospect. I found somebody else that I'm interested in. I'm cool. I'm going to keep it moving. You can sit and wait. I'll eventually get back to you, but I'm going to go do this. We do this shit in our real life, guys. We live people hanging in our real life. And if you can't relate, if you married your high school sweetheart and you can't relate, let's just say this right now. Then game recognized game, you're not on my level. You've never lived a day in my shoes. And that's fine. But I'm telling you, the way coaches recruit is akin to somebody on Tinder swiping all day long. Swiping all day long, sending the same message to 20 different people. And when they find a keeper and they find the one they want, they pretend to be all in on you. In reality, they got about 100 other people in their DMs. Not only are they recruiting your replacement, they might just go out and pick somebody else who's already in a relationship with somebody else. Like, it's not just that they're looking for high school recruits. It's not just that they're looking for people in the transfer portal. If you're going to a school like Georgia, you're competing with every player in America. Because every player in America is fair game. You think Georgia's only recruiting in the transfer portal and in the high school ranks? That's not how you get Etienne. No, you get Etienne with a DM. You say, hey, listen, man, I know you're in a relationship with that school Florida over there, but if you jump in the portal, we got a spot for you. That's how it's done. That's real. We need to stop pretending that if you think you're going to Georgia, look, Georgia recruits nationally. Roderick Robinson, I love him in the running back room. He's from San Diego, bro. You can't get further away from Georgia. But even when you find a gem like that in the high school ranks, they're going to replace you with somebody else. They're just going to do it, man. They don't care. They don't need to. And good for them. Shout out to the coaching staff for doing their job. It's their livelihood that's at stake. If they don't do this, they start losing. They get fired, don't have a job, can't feed their family. So ain't nobody mad at the coaches. I just want the young men out there to understand what you're doing. Like, I'm sure when you're in high school and you want to brag to the world you're committed to Georgia and you start posting it all over Twitter and you're telling all your friends, like, yo, I'm this, I'm that. Like, I get it, bro. I get it. That's your claim to fame. But the reality is they don't feel that way about you. They're not all in on you. There's no ring on it. So you get to practice and you look around and you go, man, I'm 14th on the depth chart. They have 14 wide receivers ahead of me. I get 0 reps. I think this picture might be some type of AI. Because that man ain't never been in this uniform. Matter of fact, this is a pregame warm-up or a practice. You see a dude behind him in street clothes? This man ain't running no route on a Saturday. Harsh reality of being at one of the greatest teams in America is you will be competing with all of America for one of those spots. You better be built for it. You better understand the task at hand. And if you don't, you're going to be in the portal. Congratulations to Tyler Williams. I hope he finds a new spot. I hope he finds a new team that believes in him. He is 6'4", 210 pounds. I'm sure Miami would love to have him. I'm sure Florida State would love to have him. But remember what I said. If you can't play at Georgia, you got no business transferring to another Power 4 school. I'm telling you, the talent gap's not that big. Like the star receivers at UCF, they'll take your lunch money. They're better than you. I know what I'm saying. I watch tape. I assess talent. The star wide receivers at some of these other schools are better than you. You better know that before you start listening to all these coaches. Be realistic and get ready to put in the work. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows.